What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ynggpodcast. As you guys know, a couple of days ago, Paul Maurice unexpectedly resigned as the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets. Why didn't we talk about it the day of? Well, because there wasn't a lot of information on what was going on, who the
Wasn't
possible
that
candidates were.
wasn't that the day Spider-Man came out?
Yeah.
So
That-
that's
that-
also
that's-
that's
check
also
out-
why.
that's
Check
why
out
we didn't
Spider-Man
record.
No Way Home in theaters right now.
Not a sponsor.
No, I'm just joking about that. Yeah, so the reason why we didn't cover it on Friday, because it just happened unexpectedly. He just wanted to step away from the game, but we wanted to wait a little bit to see if maybe there was potential candidates that were gonna take over his position as head coach of the Winnipeg Jets. If there was any internal drama within the organization, and unexpectedly, there has been nothing said. Maybe later on in life, if he gives an interview with TSN or Sportsnet or
Well,
whoever.
he did kind of give an interview. He gave a little bit of a press conference as to why he left. He basically talked about how he felt that the team needed a new voice and how he felt like he had done everything possible for him to be a part of that team, but he felt like his time as the coach was up.
Maybe he's gonna come coach the Habs.
He doesn't speak French.
Paul Maurice. He doesn't speak French.
He's from Sault Ste. Marie in Ontario.
Oh God!
So yeah, he's not. He's
But
not.
they learned French in Ontario.
Yeah, but he doesn't speak French.
Oh my God!
So unfortunately,
Yeah, but look,
He would have been a good coach.
he would have. But
he generalized the reason why he left. He didn't get into specifics.
no, but I mean,
probably disagreed with management or
I
something.
mean, I don't. I
or
know.
maybe
I
he
think
knew
you know
it
what
was
I
his
think.
last
You know what I
year
think.
because they weren't going really.
You know what I
anywhere
think?
far.
He even said it. He was like, to be honest, he goes during the bubble, he kind of lost passion for coaching a little bit, and he kind of talked about that a little bit. That he was like that he had lost passion and that he wasn't the same coach that he was 2 years ago, and he felt like maybe he was kind of like forcing himself to coach the team when he never really wanted to, or it never really
So
felt
you're
like
saying COVID-19 restrictions.
yeah,
made
I
him-
think maybe
Well,
that's
that and also losing to the Habs in a brutal fashion.
I don't know if that really affected.
Well, everybody said that they were gunning for his head. They're like, fire this guy, fire the GM.
Yeah, but
fire
I think I don't
trade
know. I
this
mean, it's
guy."
honestly, it's been a while. I mean, the last coach to resign, I don't really remember who was the last one to resign. I know
Joel
that,
Quenneville.
yeah, but
Joel
Quenneville, yeah, Quenneville had a.
We made a
I'm
video
saying,
on that.
I'm saying
Link in the description.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like Quenneville resigned because he had to. He was forced to resign. Paul Maurice wasn't forced to resign. He just resigned
John
on-
Tortorella resigned.
Not really. He just didn't extend his contract. He didn't really resign. He kind of
Oh.
he just didn't come back.
He pulled up
mutu-
Bobrovsky.
he mutually
Bobrovsky.
he mutually agreed that he wasn't coming back. Anyways, the point is the Jets didn't really have that good of a start to the year. A lot of guys are underperforming, and the Jets don't really look like the team that people expected them to be. I mean, they're a team that's top heavy. They've got guys that are doing, that are really good players. Guys like Connor, guys like Shifley,
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Pierre-Luc Dubois, Blake
Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Ehlers.
You know,
Well, you can't really say that
Or
they're
Ehlers.
underperforming in
They're
a sense
underperforming.
because look at Pierre-Luc Dubois' game compared with the Winnipeg Jets compared to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yes, you could say he's better surrounded with guys like Mark Shifley and Kyle Connor and Blake Wheeler
And Ehlers.
and Ehlers, yes.
And Kopp.
But I mean, the coach does have somewhat of an impact on the player as well.
I mean, yeah, of course. But here's what I'm trying to
Because
say.
he had a slow start last season.
But I'm
when he
not
got
talking about.
traded
I'm
to-
not talking about players individually. I'm talking about as a whole. The team as a whole
Yeah.
is underperforming. Connor Hellebuck is a perfect example of that. He's not playing at the best at his best, right? Winnipeg's defense, who we all talked about, they improved their defense a little bit this season.
Yeah, they
Well,
got Dylan, they got
Yeah.
Schmidt.
but that's what I'm saying. They don't. Winnipeg doesn't look like the team. We talked about Winnipeg. When I talked about Winnipeg, and I look at Winnipeg, and if you would have told me this at the beginning of the season, I would have said Winnipeg's one of the teams that's going to be top in the West. And the reason why is because they have Connor Hellebuck, who's one of the best goalies in the league,
Solid
and they
defense.
have solid defense, and they have one of the best offensive cores in the league. And they do. When those guys are on, they have one of the best offensive cores in the league because they're unstoppable. The problem is that the Jets are not on, and I think that some of that had to do with Paul Maurice. Maybe
Their
losing
third
the-
line's fantastic.
maybe not losing the room, but maybe having a
Who's
change
their
of
third
voice.
line? Lowry?
Lowry, Kopp,
Cop.
and
I thought Kopp was playing first or second line.
probably now
Well,
because
no,
Blake Wheeler's
I don't know
injury.
how it works now. I don't know how it works 'cause I think he I don't know what he did, but I know that at one point Ehlers was on the third line. Now he's probably up,
Yeah.
but he was
Because
on the
Wheeler's
third line.
injured. He has a knee injury.
But
if I'm
Blake
mistaken.
Wheeler's had a bad season, bro. I mean, it took him what?
Well, I
think
mean,
it
he's
took him-
also 35,
Right before his injury, actually,
36.
he was
Yeah, but
getting
look-
tons of
but like-
points.
yeah, but like
He was doing
yeah,
he was doing
but
fantastic.
bro,
He was
had
heating
no
up.
goals. He had no goals.
Doesn't matter.
He had what, bro? He scored his
He's getting-
first
he was-
goal. He scored his first goal after 22 games or something.
You have to
It was
understand that,
stupid.
if I'm not mistaken, he is 36 years old or 35
Yeah.
years
Well,
old.
Ovechkin's
35
36 years old and he leads the league in
but
points.
that's
which is-
Ovechkin.
That's Ovechkin.
Yeah, but still,
okay, it's
I'm
a
still
different
get-
breed.
Hey, age,
He's
age
Russian.
is just a number, bro. Age is just a number.
Putin.
You know what I mean, bro? He's 36, but Ovechkin's 36. He leads the league in points.
Ovechkin has no choice to perform, or else
He's going for a record. The guy. He has motivation. Blake Wheeler, bro. What's he gonna do?
you know
Oh,
how
he's
big of a
He's going for
party.
cup ring.
You know how big of a party Putin's gonna
for
throw
sure.
Ovechkin once he beats Gretzky's record. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be the biggest event in Russia
Forget
that day.
Putin, bro. I think all of the
Panarin's not invited though.
But not yeah.
And Radulov.
And Radulov.
But
And
no,
Brovsky.
no.
I mean, look. Stop, Jesus.
Anyways,
Okay, stop it with the Panarin crap, okay?
no, but like, look, in all honesty, with the Winnipeg Jets, it's one of those things where I like Paul Maurice as a coach. I don't think he was the problem. I think he quit because he quit and he felt like quitting. I think that's honestly what it was. He's a coach with a lot of class. He's been very classy over the years. You know, he's always been honest.
I love his angry montages on YouTube.
You know,
Wasn't he the one that
the
mentions
faces.
he
Yeah.
had a press conference about Carey Price too, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
or
he
he
did.
was questioned about Carey Price.
Yeah, and he said that he respected him and that it
And,
was the right
uh,
move. And
yeah.
whatever.
But what I do have
Great
to say
guy.
about Paul Maurice, okay, is
He is a good guy.
he was, if I'm not mistaken, the first coach of the Winnipeg Jets once they came back to the league, right?
Oh, really? He's been there for that long.
Or he was a second coach.
Second
Sorry,
coach.
he's a second coach
Second
with some other guy. I forgot his name. It's been too long.
Second coach, yeah, because I'm like he wasn't. I
Yeah.
don't think he was. Cheveldayoff was there from the beginning. The
Yeah,
GM
yeah.
Cheveldayoff
He's
was
been there
from
for the bang.
But
Oh,
I-
really?
Paul Maurice is the second coach, I believe, in Winnipeg history. Yeah, the GM of the Jets has been there since the beginning.
I mean, he kind of deserves to be there. You know, they drafted Shifley. You have Ehlers, Connor,
Yeah,
Hellebuck.
Cheveldayoff's done a good job in Winnipeg. I'm
They
saying in
They have
terms of
good
the talent,
development there, and
Cheveldayoff's
Paul Maurice
done a
has
good
been a
job.
big factor on why most of those players are successful. Look at the culture that Paul Maurice established since he got hired, and unfortunately, he
had
established
Dustin
the
Byfuglien,
culture.
too. Well, I mean, he was there prior.
Yeah, he had Dustin Buffalo, but
happened
he
to
was
that guy?
he was drafted by Atlanta back in the day.
What's going on with him?
He apparently, from what I heard, is apparently he had a really bad injury, and there was like conversations about him coming back, but he felt like he wasn't ready to come back.
Yeah, he was like out of
Retiring, he's
shape and
retired now.
stuff.
He's like kind of he's not retired, but he's kind of like he's just
No one wants to
not-
give
a
him
lot
a
of
shot.
teams are
No, it's
interested
not
in
that.
him.
It's
It's
not
him that
but
doesn't want to
that's-
come back.
That too. It's because a lot of other things too is that this guy hasn't played in 2 years. 3 years now. I think it is now
Yeah,
that
it's
he
3
hasn't played.
years.
And he wanted to come back this season, but you have to understand you're not just going to sign a guy who, first of all, he was out of shape when.
Okay, you could get it in shape in like a month.
No, I get that, but
You have
that's the thing.
professional trainers,
But that's the thing.
Christ's
He
sake.
didn't want to. He was like, I like my life the way it is. I don't really want to get. He didn't want to get into shape. He refused to do it, and so that's why teams were like, well, if you're not going to get into shape, then we're not going to
This guy's
sign
gonna
you.
be a duster on the ice, man. Not in shape. The guy's already big.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
the
I mean,
thing.
if
So
he's
they
happy with
wanted
his
him-
life, he had a pretty good career. He's a respectable player, and if he wants to do what he wants to do,
But was
then
he?
we gotta
But
respect
like,
his
what's going on?
decision.
He could sign with any other team, or they would
I
have
don't
to like
think. I don't
trade
think. I
his
don't think
rights.
anybody.
or-
I don't think. No,
Well,
he's a
there was
free
a
agent.
lot
He's
of
a free
interest.
agent.
Montreal was interested. Boston was interested.
Yeah,
he was
but he's
linked
a
to a
free.
lot of players.
He's a free agent, but
teams.
he's not very. I don't think he's.
He's
I
never
think
gonna
done.
come back.
I
He's
think
done.
he's done.
But moving back to Paul Maurice, like looking at what he created, the culture he established, the players that he helped, get the full potential out of these players like Shifley and Connor. He's done a fantastic job as the coach. So them never getting past what is it, the second or third round? I think it's the second round, right? If I'm mistaken, they never really passed the second round.
Oh, then they made it to the conference finals once.
I don't think so. I think they
Probably
always
not.
lost after at the
Yeah,
second.
maybe
second
they do.
round.
I think they might have made it to the conference final once. I'm not sure, but I know
Paul
that
Stastny was crazy for them too.
He's still there.
still there.
Well,
he
No,
left,
but I
he
mean,
came-
like he was crazy.
He was
Now he's a
there,
bit
then
like,
he left, and he came back.
But do you know that Nikolai Ehlers said that Paul Maurice is the best coach he's ever played with?
Mark Shifley thanked him for helping him, with his progress as an NHL player and stuff.
Yeah.
He was there since the beginning
But
of his
that's what I.
career.
But that's what I'm saying. I think Paul Maurice. I don't think
It's
he
really
gets-
him. I
he's
don't think there was
getting-
any drama or anything.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I was saying before. I don't think it has anything to do with like him getting into. I just genuinely believe that I think he. I don't know if it's fed up, but I think he was just kind of like. I think this team is not responding to the message that I'm trying to send them, and I think it's time for somebody else to come in and
Okay,
change
look,
it.
he establishes the culture. He helps grow players into prospects into the players that they are now. NHL superstars, because that's what they are. Yet they fail to make the Stanley Cup Finals every single year. Yet they have such a great team on paper.
Well, last year was like their best chance in my opinion because after the Habs beat the Leafs, like that was Winnipeg's opportunity and they failed to capitalize on that.
Well, you could argue. Well, I mean, people.
Montreal outplayed. Montreal
was
out-
also
Yeah,
out.
I know, but Montreal outplayed them from game one, and Montreal
Yeah.
outplayed, even when Shifley was in the lineup, Montreal outplayed Winnipeg.
But
in
they
game
didn't.
one
That
anyway.
Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't even perform.
Yeah,
He wasn't
nobody performed.
performing.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know,
Montreal outplayed Winnipeg.
their best
in
player was
game
like
two.
Logan Stanley,
in
if I'm not
series two.
mistaken.
But they're missing that one guy on defense. That's like that's just as good as
They had
like.
Trouba at one point. They got him. They got Neil Pionk.
You know who
and
they're missing on
everything.
defense? Dustin Buffalo.
Or they could use a player like Ben Sherrod. I have no idea why the hell they would make him leave or trade him.
They
like,
couldn't afford his contract at the time.
$3 million,
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, but you see how many superstars they had to sign to
It's okay.
a
It's okay. The
long-term
Habs will trade him for a first round pick to
extensions.
Edmonton.
But Schmidt's getting paid how much right now?
I think he's on retained salary.
Yeah,
though, so
he's
I
probably
don't
on
know.
retained salary. Even
He's on retained
Dylan, if I'm
salary.
not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so too. Winnipeg's over the like a little bit over the cap, or not over the cap. But
You
they're
know,
at the
like
cap.
like Ben Sherrod would have been Dustin Bufflin too would have been a solid in the playoffs, especially. The guy shuts down.
But you know that Sherratt, when he was in Winnipeg, he was playing next to Bufflin. It was him and Bufflin as a
Yeah.
D pairing, and then
Yeah.
both of them are gone now.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, there's only so much he could have done, and I think he reached a point where he's like, nothing's progressing as it once
yeah,
did in the past.
yeah.
This is what I was able to do. I'm proud of myself. I put Winnipeg back on the map. I helped I helped Shifley with his game, Connor,
But that's
Wheeler, all those guys. And now he's like, it's my time to step
Yeah.
away from the game, take a mental break, and get back into it whenever I'm
But that's
properly
what
ready.
he was saying, and even in his interview, right? It was kind of cool. He was like, when I got signed here, when I got hired here at the beginning, it was the best day of my life. It was the happiest day of my life. And he goes, today when I'm resigning, it's the second happiest day of my life. And then he also said something to the effect of, when it came time to just him, he's like, I'm not really looking for a job right now. He goes, I'm just trying to spend time with my family and focus on
The players,
just
the players
living
are
my life.
Honestly,
disappointed.
you want to know what I think it is? I think he knew that this season, if it was going to end up being a flop, they were going to fire him anyways. So he's like, might as well I just cut it myself.
Yeah, but they weren't like that's the thing.
That's
too.
what I
Winnipeg's
think.
not playing that like they're underperforming.
It's better you leave quitting than leaving fired.
Yes, of course. But what I'm trying to say is Winnipeg, like, yes, they're underperforming, but they're not. They're in a playoff spot. Like they're fighting for a playoff spot.
No,
They're
yeah,
not
but
in one.
are they going to go anywhere far? No. And
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure
to
if
be
you're
honest,
they're gonna make the
be
playoffs.
honest,
In my
That's what the
opinion.
5th consecutive year of not making it past the second round. The guy was going to get canned.
I don't know. 'Cause coaches in Canada, unless you're the Leafs or you're in Montreal, tend to stay long.
Yeah,
But-
I like his attitude. I like the character that
Usually,
he
unless
that
you're
he
the Habs or
has.
Leafs, then they
I like
fire
the
you after 2
philosophy that
games.
he established in Winnipeg. The players generally sounded disappointed when he left. They had a lot of respect for him, like Luca was saying. And I think he not only did this for himself, but he did it for the team. He sent a message for the team. Maybe
agree.
this is what they needed to wake up and smell the
I-
coffee and
I-
realize, you know what, we need to play better.
I completely agree.
And with Dave Lowry, if I'm
Yeah,
not
I believe
mistaken,
that's
is
his
the
name, Dave
intern
Lowry or something,
head coach at the moment. If he does a good job, then he's gonna stay there. He's one of Paul Maurice's guys. So I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have somewhat of the same system. But I mean, he has a different voice because he is a different human being as well. But if it
But
doesn't work out, they're gonna have to hire somebody else. But I don't really know any
I
candidates.
think you know what I think, and I think like what's gonna happen. I think what's gonna end up happening is that Lowry's gonna stay till the end of the year. But if you're Winnipeg, right, and it's interesting because Paul Maurice plays a little bit of a more of an offensive style, and it's kind of ironic because there's a few coaches available on the market now that can kind of help him out, and I think we talked about it in the Philly episode.
Tortorella's linked
Not
everywhere.
Tortorella,
Rick
but I think
Tocchet.
Rick Tocchet as a coach in Winnipeg could be something to look at because I do genuinely believe that if Rick Tocchet comes into a first
You
of all, he
think
plays a
you think
similar style of
Quenville? You
football.
think Quenville will get hired from Winnipeg, or you think
No.
him
However,
he's gone from the
do you
NHL?
do you know
for
how
good?
ironic that would be if Cheveldayoff
hires
hires
Joel Quenville?
that would be
We're
hilarious.
in this together forever.
yeah, that's it. It would be like,
be
bro, it would be
horrible.
the funniest thing ever.
Jesus, that would be
Or,
bad.
and I can't believe I'm saying this, but there could be a situation where maybe Winnipeg calls Mike Babcock and say, "Hey,
That's not.
That wouldn't be a bad
pick.
idea. Huh?
hey,
He is Canadian, and Winnipeg is a
I'm-
good
wait, isn't he
market.
from? Hold on, I'm pretty sure he's from Winnipeg.
Do the search.
It's a good
I
it's a
have
good
to
hockey
check that
market.
because
You
I'm
know that
90
there's not that much pressure compared to the other Canadian
Saskatoon, okay, but,
markets. So I mean, I think it's a good fit there. But it's gonna
Okay,
take a
he's
lot
from-
to draw
he's
back
from
Mike
Saskatchewan,
Babcock.
so he's like he's there.
What about
Saskatoon?
yeah, but maybe they don't want to recycle like old coaches like Claude Julien, Tortorella, and Tocchet,
Yeah, but Mike
and
Babcock.
and Babcock and all these other guys. Maybe they want to go with someone unproven. Maybe someone from the NCAA. Maybe someone from the juniors.
Maybe,
you
but I'm
know?
just saying. I'm saying if they want to go with with coaches that
Maybe
have
Emilio
experience,
Estevez.
but yeah, for
Uh,
sure, definitely Emilio.
He's not
Estevez.
returning for the Mighty Ducks season 2. So
Oh,
maybe
you just
he's-
spoiled it for everybody.
Not a
he's
sponsor.
available.
Well, no, it's not a spoiler.
No,
It's confirmed.
He's confirmed.
Yeah.
But,
For,
like, what I'm- what
because of
I'm-
political reasons.
No,
Yeah.
but like I think even like if Winnipeg wants to go the route of experience, then they'll go with experienced coaches. I don't see John personally, to be honest. John Tortorella in Winnipeg would make zero sense, zero.
This is my prediction.
But especially
Like-
since Dubois didn't like him, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, why
Oh,
would you
it's
get,
true.
yeah.
I forgot.
let's
about
not-
that.
Tortorella in
That's not-
Philly and Rick Tocchet in Winnipeg.
That's
That
that
seals
I-
the deal.
that I could
That's it.
see.
That's all.
that I could definitely see.
I would like
know
to
what?
see Babcock come back. though.
Don't be surprised though. Don't be surprised if they maybe go, you know what? We'll bring Claude Julien in.
Why?
No.
You know why? And I'm
Is
gonna
it-
tell you why. You know why? I'm
He's
gonna
just
tell you why.
dumping Chase.
I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, but
Old
that's not
style
why.
hockey.
You know why?
They don't need that.
You know why? Because one thing you have to give credit for with Claude Julien,
Blake Wheeler played for the Boston Bruins.
no, but that has nothing to do with it. Claude Julien won a cup with the Bruins, right? And if you look at that Bruins team in 2011, a lot of the players that they had in 2011 and the style that they played in 2011 is a lot similar to what Winnipeg is now.
They don't have
That-
a Chara and a Lucic.
They don't have a Chara and a Lucic, but what I'm trying Lucic, you can find one. You can find one on Winnipeg. Winnipeg's and I mean Chara, fine. Nobody has a Chara, but they
So
would have
who's
had
Lucic on Winnipeg.
Adam Lowry. To be honest, he's more of a fighter type guy. He's more of a.
Yeah, but, I mean,
two-way forward.
Lucic back in the day, he was a pretty offensive force. At
That's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
time.
Like they
He
can,
got
but they
points,
can.
the
What
guy.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is Claude
Lowry gets
Julien.
points.
What I'm trying to say is Claude Julien's style of hockey and the team that the Bruins had in 2011 is similar to the team that Winnipeg has now. So I'm saying if Winnipeg wants to go with that type of similarity, I can
Dustin
see
Bufflin would have been a Chara.
Yes, if he was still there.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Venture
I mean, you
Uh,
could argue Neil Pionk is now because he's a bit of a.
no, he's
bitch.
not.
I mean,
Pionk.
he's pretty.
Neil
hated.
Pionk's a very good
He's also
defenseman.
pretty hated by like everyone in
Really?
the
I
NHL.
thought he
Bro,
was okay.
Nobody likes him.
I thought that was true, but no one liked. I mean, he used to go to Winnipeg because the Rangers. Dirty
I mean,
Jets this season.
we know Leaf fans don't like Pionk because he injured Sandin.
Boo, boo. Injuries
Boo.
happen. It's part of the sport. What do you want to do? Okay.
Just like Leaf fans don't like Corey Perry.
Last question. So we spoke about the Paul Maurice's decision to resign. We covered that. We covered potential
Coaches.
candidates to
Yeah.
replace him, and obviously we covered Paul Maurice's impact on the team leading up to his resignation.
Yeah.
What moves do they have to make in order to take the next step to become a playoff contender?
You see that guy that plays for Arizona, Jacob Chikrin?
Yeah,
That's what they should do.
that's actually not bad.
What I mean by that is they want to be competitive. Fine. You have a
So don't touch the offense. Add to the defense.
Yes.
The offense is sick.
and
I wouldn't-
and it's not about and
honestly
it's-
the only
and I don't
thing
give
I
a
would
shit.
probably switch on the offense is. Listen, it's a controversial thing. Maybe get rid of Blake Wheeler.
but
'cause
this is what
he's
I'm
getting
saying.
up there in age.
Here's what you
There's no
should do.
point of keeping
If
him.
you're
Yeah, it's true.
Winnipeg,
He's
if
a
you're
good
Winnipeg-
player. Someone else could use him. It would make perfect sense actually if they give him to Arizona. He's older, not old, but he's older.
Still
He's
useful.
gonna give
He's
experience that he's gonna
declined.
be a vet for the young kids going up there. When they're
They
gonna
have
get
they have enough
Jacob
vets over
Chikrin.
there. They have Louis
But-
Erickson.
but
Nah,
Here's
but
what
next year the whole team's
here's what I'm
out,
saying,
man.
yeah,
Everybody's
that's
got
true.
1 year left.
Because with Jacob
So-
Chikrin, what happens in Winnipeg, right, is that if they get Jacob Chikrin, first of all, he's on a cheap contract. Number two, you have a situation now where your decor becomes Chikrin, Pionk, Morrissey, Schmidt, Dillon, and whoever the hell you want. You
That's
can put
some fantastic defense.
you know what I
right
mean?
there.
So, and you can get rid of a
Imagine they still had
forward
Sammy
piece. You
Nico.
can get rid of someone on offense that's not going to hurt
You see
you.
Chikrin's
know why?
offensive game last year was
Because even
ridiculous.
at that, let's say Winnipeg goes to Arizona, right? And they're like, you know what? We'll give you Chikrin. Winnipeg likes to trade first round picks anyways. You trade your first round pick to Arizona. You trade a prospect like Vesalainen or whatever. You throw in a few pieces like an Andrew Kopp or even a Blake Wheeler to some extent. You get that deal done. And what happens is you now have a sick offensive core. You have a sick defenseman in Chikrin who's playing on a decent team in Winnipeg, and you have Connor Hellebuck. Then you're going for a cup. And then all you need is the coach. And if you want, you bring in Rick Tocchet as the coach who coached Jacob Chikrin in Arizona, and boom, done. That's the only
Rick
thing.
Tocchet is one of the best potential candidates.
But that's what I'm saying.
Available.
If you're asking what Winnipeg should do, that's exactly what they should do.
I agree on the coaching decision. If they get Rick Tocchet, I'm 100% on board. And I don't know what Winnipeg fans think about what we're talking about. Maybe they think we're ludicrous mentioning these
If you guys
possibilities.
don't want Jacob Chikrin, that's on you. But I would take Jacob Chikrin on my team.
But also the decision of hiring Rick Tocchet as a coach.
Yeah. I mean, him too.
What's another defenseman that's on the market? Because I know.
Ben Sherrod.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go back to him. To be honest,
Why
But,
not?
I mean-
He's solid.
because
if they're in the playoffs,
the price tag for Chikrin apparently is like ridiculous. They're asking for like so much.
do you blame them?
No, he's like their best asset available on their team.
I don't understand why they would get rid of him though.
Apparently, he was supposed to be
No,
a part of the team
Can
moving forward.
I be honest?
don't know
Nobody
why.
knows what Arizona does nowadays.
Because like you got him, Clayton Keller. What
They got rid
say
of
that
Garland. They
thing?
got rid of Dvorak this offseason.
Yeah.
Now
Anyways,
Chikrin. It was
Back
rumored
to
they
back to
wanted to move him
back to
before that
Winnipeg,
too.
but
Camper as well. They moved.
Maybe they just want a fresh start. I
or
guess.
maybe they're just
they're going to
preparing-
they're getting relocated anyways.
they have to at some point. It's just
It's
scary.
Wait, if they're gonna
100% certain.
Okay, so they want to get rid of Chikrin, who's better than Clayton Keller. But why don't they want to move Keller? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, because
If you're gonna move
think-
Chikrin, you move
think-
Keller
If
too.
you think about if you think about it, Clayton Keller.
Because in the modern NHL, I find defensemen are very much undervalued compared
But
to
the other
forwards.
but the other thing is Jacob Chikrin makes $4.6 million for the next 3 years.
That's a good.
You know what I mean?
contract.
and Clayton
so-
Keller's getting paid how much? $7?
$7 million for the next
Overpaid.
ages, like 7 years or 6
He's
years.
not
or
that
whatever.
overpaid.
But
He's
this
a
is what
good
I'm-
pl- he's a good player
but
if he's
if
well
you- if you're
surrounded. But the
Arizona-
guy's the only one making plays.
But the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're Arizona, you're trading. You're looking at this going, okay, if we have to trade between Keller and Chikrin, who's going to give us the most value? Chikrin. Why? Because he has a cheaper contract. He's a better player, and teams are going to pay for
Yeah,
that.
you get more pieces.
Because teams are not going to. To Clayton Keller, you're going to get less for Clayton Keller than you will for Jacob
Because
Chikrin.
of the
no matter
contract and
what.
because of his performance.
Yes.
Okay.
Whereas Jacob Chikrin, because he makes $4.6 million, people are gonna be like, that's a steal. And then they're gonna trade for that, and Arizona's gonna be like, we're gonna get more
And
pieces.
Clayton Keller's he's a good player.
Yeah,
Just
he's a
no
great
one
player.
watches him play. No one watches Arizona. That's why no one says that he's
Matthews
fantastic.
watches Arizona. It's his hometown team.
Actually, there was a funny joke the other day
He
that
might
I saw.
end up there.
It was a jo- it
No
was a
chance.
it was a funny joke that I saw the other
They won't
day.
exist by the time he goes.
You know,
there.
he's their only fate he's their only chance at like staying in Arizona.
But I saw
Guys, I honestly think they're going to
I saw
Houston.
I saw a joke the other day,
It's
right?
possible.
Because they were saying that the Leafs were interested in Chikrin, and then Arizona fans were like, "Give us Matthews, and you can take Chikrin all you want."
It's never gonna happen.
Okay,
course, I'm
so
just saying.
any other potential candidates to be
Honestly, bro, I think
traded
if
to
you're
the
Winnipeg-
Winnipeg Jets?
Kessel might get traded not to the Jets.
Is
I could see Phil Kessel too getting traded. To
I
the
could see.
Jets.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think Ben Sherrod could get traded to Winnipeg, back to Winnipeg. I do. I genuinely do.
Take out your list. Take out your phone for a second. I want to see the NHL trade
Ben
date this
Ben
season.
Ben Sherratt. Ben Sherratt would make the most sense because he's what they need. He's
but
what they need
How
without.
is he gonna play without a guy
Because
like
think of it,
Bufflin? That's the question.
he's what they need, and he's cheap. Like they're gonna give up a
What is
first
he,
round.
like, what, 3.6 million?
Yeah, but he has 1 year left anyways. But I mean, like he's gonna be cheap
Jamie Alexiak.
because he's got 1 year left, 3.6 million.
Okay.
They could give up a
Mark
fir-
Giordano is a potential
there's
candidate.
Not that many,
Mm.
there's not that many there's not that many players, but there's Sherrod, Hudobin, no.
Speaking of
Jake
Mike.
DeBrusque, Mark Giordano,
Speaking of Mike.
Thomas Hurdle, Nick Leddy, Vitaly Kravtsov, Kevin Fiala, that's a weird one. Phil Kessel and Evander King.
Okay.
This is coming from TSN's trade.
My honest opinion, like Luca was saying,
Evander
they
King.
struggled. No, he's not going back. He's not going back there.
Where? Sherrod.
No,
Evander
Vander Kane's
King.
not going to go back to Winnipeg. That's not going to happen. What is the one thing that Winnipeg's been lacking on defense ever since Dustin Byfuglien left.
Scoring, hitting, defending.
Leadership.
Mark
I
Giordano.
can argue that, but I mean,
So
they got
who's the
leadership
perfect fit
players. They got leadership
on
players.
defense we're talking about? They're all
Yeah,
pretty
Mark
young.
Giordano. Mark
He's
Giordano's a
young.
good
Mark
fit.
Giordano
He's a good
is the
fit.
perfect fit on
is.
that team to stabilize the
Stabilized.
Sorry,
He's expensive.
trying to use big
He's
words.
more money
cannot
than
pronounce them
Manziel in his
properly, I'm
prime.
sorry.
Yeah. Anyways,
Mark Giordano is an affordable, player. You get him at 37 years old or 38, if I'm mistaken. He has
Fuck.
1 year left on his contract, but
Oh, he does. He's 1 year left.
yes.
yeah,
At how much?
but he's captain material. He's the captain of the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah,
He's
but
the
they're gonna
captain
they're
of
gonna
the
they're
Calgary
gonna trade their
Flames.
first captain the first year.
They don't care.
That's
They're an
yes.
expansion team. They just named him out of respect because obviously he
Anyways,
deserves it.
I personally think that that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna trade
Okay,
for a
so
defenseman and let's
guys,
just
Winnipeg Jet
wait to see.
fans, obviously
I think
defense is
Sherrod
the
and
biggest
Chicken makes the
problem
most sense.
Yes.
for your team. So you have three potential candidates moving forward. You have Ben Sherrod, welcome back. You have Mark Giordano, which he brings leadership, and yes, he's not the Norris candidate that he once was. Did he ever win the Norris? Or he just got
I think he was
nominated?
nominated for it.
Nominated, yeah. So a potential candidate back in the
Yeah,
day.
but I don't think he won it.
And you have, if you want to go long term, you have Jacob Chikrin. So make sure to write in the comment section below who is your pick to be traded concerning defense available in this upcoming season, or maybe they wait until the off season to make a move on defense. I want to get your opinions before we end this episode. Anything else?
Not really. I mean, we
Anything you
talked
want to tell
about
the
it.
Winnipeg Jet fans?
I just wanted to say that they should go get Jacob Chikrin. That's about the only thing I should
So
say.
yeah, so
Try not to get swept.
hopefully you
this time
guys
in the
agree with
playoffs.
our three potential candidates to be traded for the Winnipeg Jets since they need defense. And Rick Tocchet being our top choice to be the future head coach of the Winnipeg Jets moving forward. Will he get hired this season? Highly unlikely. I think they're going to wait until the off season. And do you agree with our selections? And do you think they have to add possibly a backup goalie? Or maybe on offense as well. So let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and check out our other videos. Until next time, thank you so much.
Bye.